Taxi Council, SANTACO, has expressed concern over fake messages of a nationwide taxi shutdown today. SANTACO has dismissed reports of a shutdown, saying the statement circulating on social media detailing intentions to kill foreign nationals is fake. For more on the story, we're now joined, we joined earlier by Thabiso Molelekwa, who had this to say. All right, he's on the line. Thabiso, a very good morning. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. The statement circulating about taxis planning a nationwide shutdown with intentions to kill foreign nationals. What's SANTACO's response to this?
Good morning, Desiree, and to your listeners, to your viewers rather. Thank you for the opportunity. We actually concerned that there has been a systematic activity to use the taxi industry's name to embark on xenophobic attacks, which has become worse lately, where people intend to kill these foreign nationals as well as destroy their property using the taxi industry's name. We strongly condemn this, and we want to distance ourselves from these social media statements, as well as the objectives of this. We are saying as SANTACO that yes, we regret the death of a taxi driver who died, but the president of SANTACO says these people who use our name are first-class people who are acting cowardly, wanting to advance their own selfish interests to keep the momentum of the ongoing, xenophobic attacks.
Have you done a scan this morning? Have you heard of any reports in any of your ranks or taxi routes where foreigners have been targeted?
What we've been doing since we got these messages, we've been in constant contact with our structures countrywide. We know that KZN was targeted as a departure point to act on killings of foreign nationals. By a group of unknown people who define themselves as Zulus. At this moment, we can only speak for Zulus in the taxi industry, and we're working tirelessly with KZN. We can confidently tell you that all taxi operations in KZN are normal, and the leadership in KZN is working with law enforcement to ensure that any attempt purported to be a taxi industry action will be dealt with promptly.
Why do you think the people who put up this fake statement would find the taxi industry, the taxi space, a good place from which to implement their funny intentions?
There is a perception that, with the killing of a taxi driver in Tshwane, during the drug war confrontation, there's a need for the industry to avenge the death of a driver who is widely or has been widely promoted as a gallant fighter who died for a good cause, which we agree with. But what we are saying is that avenging his death in the way in which people think we would is not very productive for this country. In fact, it sends us in the wrong direction, and this is why we, through our leadership in Tshwane, are working together with law enforcement to ensure that the issue at hand, which is drug war, is handled accordingly. And as a taxi industry, we believe that it is not really a war that we should fight. And this is what we've been saying to people, that yes, it's a taxi driver who died. We know him. We are regretful of what happened, but we will not embark on a nationwide attack on foreign nationals as an effort to avenge his death.
How is SANTACO supporting the slain taxi driver? His name is Jabu. What's his surname again?
Baloyi.
Jabu Baloyi. How are you supporting his family? Apparently, there are reports that they're struggling in terms of making funeral arrangements.
Yes, we have dispatched the leadership of SANTACO in Tshwane to interact with the family and attend to the matter because of the situation that we have heard from his wife through the media. So we are yet to get a report from SANTACO in Tshwane as to what plans and what interventions are they making to ensure that the necessary action is taken to ensure that the wife is taken care of, and the family, of course.
Let's just go back to the fake statement and the kind of unnecessary panic and fear that it caused. What kind of conversations were taking place in the background as that post went out?
Look, we know that there's a perception that the industry is violent prone. And it would not take much to trigger or provoke, the drivers and so on, as was the case in Tshwane. Our message was very strong in Tshwane when this was, going on, that we cannot tolerate lawlessness, and therefore the leadership must take its rightful place to ensure that our drivers are interacted with. So what we did was we called all associations in Tshwane, all 28 of them, the leadership thereof, and we instructed each association to go engage with the drivers of those associations, of their respective associations, to ensure that they understand that much as we are hurt, but it is very important that we do not act in a way where the general population may mistaken our pain to mean that we want to avenge or want to directly attack foreign nationals. And the same is with KZN and Eastern Cape and Western Cape, where there is an intention to destabilize those provinces. We speak with the leadership there to ensure that, especially because when you remember back, Western Cape and Eastern Cape in particular, the minister had frequently visited those areas. We have came out strongly that the leadership must be on the ground to ensure that we would not leave anything to chance.
I imagine that commuters and citizens are really grateful for your prompt response to this. But what has SANTACO, what lessons have you learned about fake news as a result of this incident?
I must, confess or admit, Desiree, we're quite shocked. We did not expect anything like this. It's been a difficult week for us, including the weekend. We worked around the clock because we were quite panicking ourselves. That who is it that is really using our name and was able to successfully infiltrate, our structures. We were able to detect this in Tshwane. We were able to deal with those individual drivers, and we have accordingly used the same strategy in the other provinces to ensure that drivers are monitored closely to ensure that we do not lose control of the situation.
Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us this morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
South African National Taxi Association Council spokesperson Thabiso Molelekwa.